Welcome to Stormwater Drainage Solutions, and in this video, we're headed to Michigan.
Hello, welcome aboard. Good morning.
Just landed in Michigan. It's time to go get the U-Haul truck, and then we're going to be heading over to Robert's yard to pick up the pipe and check the place out. Let's go. We just arrived to Robert's yard, and the first thing I want to show you guys is this huge coil of perforated corrugated pipe. This is 3,000 feet of drain tile right here. This is what the farmers use to tile their fields in certain areas where the water table is too high and it's keeping the plant roots too saturated and they're not able to grow efficiently. This is how they lower that water table to get a better yield in their crops. So more often than not, video never does things justice. You have to actually be there in person and experience it with all of your senses to really get a feel for it. And this is definitely one of those situations. And on top of that, it snowed, which made it even cooler. Now, the amount of drainage pipe, fittings, corrugated coils, HDPE dual wall, I mean, it was insane at Robert's yard. And I am so grateful that he allowed us to come out there in person and pick up our pipe. Thank you again, Robert. We rented the biggest U-Haul truck that they offered, which was a 26-foot truck, and we packed it full of high-octane corrugated pipe, both solid and perforated versions. We packed it so full that we could barely get the door to close after we were done. After loading the drainage pipe, I was all hands on deck to learn as much as I could, and the knowledge I gained from this one trip alone was definitely worth it. Robert also showed me the newest fitting that they've been working on for the past year and went over a lot of the aspects to it. Let's go ahead and listen in.
To get this one part made, right? I mean, all the testing, all the prototypes, so... our French drain man, not quite a 90. I mean, obviously I got, 38 years in the industry, and we were using the sanitary tee because the rise was perfect. Everybody loves the rise. Every contractor in the game loves the rise on a sanitary tee. So we made the rise the same. The one thing that we did cheat on is we call it, the French drain man's not quite a 90 for a reason. It's not really a true 90. We tampered with it. We kind of kicked it down a little bit. We upped the flow rate. We got an insane flow rate. And this works up at the house as well as at the pop-up. So our French drain man, not quite a 90, it'll put the perfect slope. That's how I determined what I wanted when I started tampering with the 90 degree. I started messing with it, taking that 90 degrees really out of it. I wanted the slope to be perfect up at the house so that your pipe automatically was on the correct slope. And no, we got it right. I can promise you that. We got it right.
And it's crazy too, because you can't even really tell from looking at it that it's not quite a 90. You got to actually hold it and look at it in person. I mean, from a video aspect, you're not even be able, you can't tell.
With the 90, the water slams here, and then it has to change directions, and then it drops all the sediment right here. When we went ahead and we tampered with it and we tweaked it a few degrees, honestly, I couldn't believe what it did for carrying debris out. It turned the pop-up into a self-cleaning pop-up is what it did. And the nose of the pop-up now is kicked in a little bit, of course, you know, because it's not 90 degree anymore. Nice. So I tell everybody, when you set it and you feel like it's not level, it's not supposed to be level, so the nose of it's going to be down. But if you take it to where the yard breaks, you'll find that this is perfect, on a perfect angle. Like at the street curb is a good example. You know how the median kind of breaks right down to the curb? It's going to be ideal for that too.
Nice.
So we got it right. We got it right. And then, you know, I try to tell people, I don't know, I think we got
definitely a big difference.
10 times the material. Now you see the white lines. I'm not going to say the name who makes this pop up, but you see the white lines in the green? That's blown in filler. And that's just to reduce the cost. You know, instead of using an all virgin, you can blow talcum powder. You can blow certain, you know, talcum powder is one of the big ones they blow in because it's inexpensive and it's a filler.
Basically, they're cutting it.
Yeah.
To extend the material.
And I've seen certain additives. You know, I've seen certain fillers make it stronger, but I've also seen like talcum powders. It makes a more brittle part. And that's what this part is. It's more brittle. So it doesn't flex. You know, you can drive a car on mine, it'll actually flex a little bit and it'll go right back to its original shape. This doesn't have that. It lost that, and it'll crack. So,
Man, what an awesome trip that was. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys with the drive back home because it was a straight 18 hours back to Tampa, Florida. But needless to say, we got the drainage pipe back home. All right, so for those of you who don't know or don't understand, this is called high octane armored pipe. This is a single walled corrugated drainage pipe specifically designed for yard drainage applications. Now, compared to the corrugated pipes that they sell in the big box stores, this pipe is much thicker and stronger than those other corrugated pipes. It's made out of a virgin HDPE plastic that's high density polyethylene. Now, when I say virgin, I mean it's not cut with anything. There's no fillers, there's no additives, there's no recycled plastics in the manufacturing of this pipe. And that matters when it comes to yard drainage applications, because in yard drainage, you have to bury these pipes at a much shallower depth compared to other applications in order to get the systems to drain properly. So what happens is that makes these pipes prone to failure from collapse, from lawnmowers, from root intrusion, from trees and shrubs that wrap around the pipes and squeeze them and cause them to fail. You want a very strong pipe. Now, there's nothing wrong with a recycled plastic pipe, but for yard drainage, they just don't have the proper additives yet to make that recycled pipe strong enough for a good yard drainage application. So it's best to stick with a virgin pipe with a very heavy wall thickness. Now, if you're a DIYer and you live in the Tampa Bay area or surrounding counties and you're going to be designing and building your own drainage system and you want a good, strong, reliable corrugated pipe, give us a call. We now have both solid and perforated versions of this pipe. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give us a thumbs up. It really helps us out, supports the channel, and we're going to keep bringing you this drainage content, so stay tuned for more. This is SWDS signing off.